Hi folks, Darren here. Very warm welcome back to Darren's Gear Hangout. Quick word of warning, you may hear traffic because I am walking. I'm not quite doing a herring poly, but I've had to drop my car off to the garage for a service. So there's cars everywhere, and I thought it'd be a good time to have a discussion and speculate. Speculate about what, you're asking? Well, there are currently in the UK no confirmed prices for the Helix Stadium and the Helix Stadium XL. Called a couple of dealers yesterday, no confirmed pricing still. However, in the US, the pricing was released immediately. For the Helix Stadium, it's $1,799, and Helix Stadium XL, it's $2,199. You can debate whether you think the prices are worth it or not. That's entirely up to you. But for me, I think it is, and I've already made my pre-order. So what we're going to do today is we're going to speculate how much we think it's going to be, and we're going to do that by doing a little bit of mathematics and internet sleuthing. So I've got my other phone up here, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at a couple of pieces of gear, how much they cost in the US. Predominantly we're going to be looking at Sweetwater, or we are going to be looking at Sweetwater. Then we're going to look how much that item costs in the UK. We are then going to do a calculation of how much the US dollar is to the pound on that particular item. We are then going to convert the cost of the US item into GBP, work out what the margin difference is in percentage, very, very roughly to what it is in the UK, and then work out roughly how much we think is going to cost in the UK based on that margin. This is purely speculation. This is not me saying this is how much it's going to cost. This is me saying this is how much it could cost based on the cost of other bits of gear, right? Okay, to start off, we're going to look at a Gibson Les Paul Standard 50s. Now, I've already got my tabs open here. Let's go to Sweetwater. So this particular example is $2,799 US. $2,799 US on Sweetwater. Now, $2,799 USD to GBP at this moment in time works out as £2,036. Let's just call it that to round it up, £2,036. But how much is this guitar in the UK? So, if we look here, we're looking at about, well, those aren't, so look at a guitar, you can see I've looked at it already. We're looking at about £2,300. So if you look at the percentage markup, you're looking at about a 10% markup. So that 10% I said was roughly correct. So based on that alone, we are looking at 10%. Let's look at another one. Let's look at a Strat. Player 2 Strat. How much in the US? $839. How much is $839 USD to GBP? Let's have a look. £610 and 30 pence. And how much are they in the UK? They're about 700. So that is 10 to 15% ish markup, right? That's how much it should be. So we can say that if we convert US dollars to GBP and conservatively add 10% to the overall, that is roughly how much that item will cost within the UK, right? Is that logical to assume? Okay, let's go back to my currency conversion. Again, currency conversion is on your right as of today, like right now. So let's have a look at the Helix Stadium itself. So the Helix Stadium will come in at £1,308.61 USD to GBP. What do we say? We can add about 10% to that. So let's call it 1,300. So if we add another 10% to that, that's 130. So 1,400, and it's going to be, I think, 1,400 to 1,500 pounds. It's safe to say it'll be 1,400 to 1,500 pounds. That's my guess. Now let's have a look at the XL. 2199. I think we already looked at this. 2199 equates to £1,600, we call it. So £1,600, add about 10% to that. There's 1,760. So we can probably round that up to about £1,800. So those are my guesses. We're looking at about £1,800 based on that calculation for the Line 6 Stadium XL. And we call it about £1,500 for the Line 6 Stadium. So do with that information what you will. Again, this was just purely speculation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think the price is going to be and whether it matters to you, whether you're going to get it still with that price. For me, it pretty much stacks up to how the original Helix was, the Helix Floor, when that first came out. Pretty much the same in terms of price. It's going to look more expensive because of the way things have gone, but if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, those prices ain't too bad considering everything. Again, purely speculation, think what you will. Give me your own guesses in the comments below. Bear in mind, this is for the UK only, because I am in the UK. I've already placed my pre-order, so we shall see what happens. Thanks very much, guys. I will see you again very, very soon. Bye!